Thank you for joining me on this episode of Scarlett Letter Show. I'm your host, Scarlett Santa Maria, and this is episode number 78. 78. Yeah, you get it. And tonight, I have a beautiful, beautiful woman right next to me. She is an artist, a performer, jewelry maker, and she's also known as the Princess of the Underground. And here it is, Miss Eli Sarai.
Hey.
Girl, I am so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
You have such a special place in my heart. You know, a lot of people think we're siblings, and I love that because I'm an only child. So you're gonna go first because you're my guest. And a little thing that I gotta tell you also is that whoever loses is gonna have to spin the wheel of misfortune. So.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So maybe not that one.
Already fucking up.
I know. I'll just do the easy route.
No, you can't do the top
Oh,
one.
you can't do the top one?
Please do me the honor and...
Okay, I'll do blue.
Oh, where did the black one go? See, that's why... That's what happens when you get a little techno people here. It's black.
I know. I do 2 hearts.
You over there.
Yeah.
I love it. See, you get it. Yeah, you can put it on top.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, tell me about how was little Ellie like what were your interests when you were a kid, that you remember?
So I remember my dad, he's an artist too, and he'd always be in a band and playing drums, and he'd want to teach me, and just kind of was forcing it a little bit, so I was being stubborn and didn't want to do it. But every time he was creating something, whether it was painting or just anything else creative he was doing, I'd, would be there with him doing that too. My brother, he'd come home from LA early in the morning, and I'd wake up and I'd want to hang out with him and his friends, so I'd go over and hang out, and if I had a girlfriend spend the night, we'd go and hang out, and we thought it was totally normal. We just we're hanging out with them, and then when I was growing up in high school, my art teacher, he was super inspiring, and he introduced me to all sorts of different mediums with acrylic and oils, and that's when I started to really understand that I really enjoyed art. And then around that time I wasn't really hanging out with a lot of girlfriends in high school, so my brother would invite me to events and all that, and that introduced me to a whole nother world. Yeah, and it was so much better because everybody's dressed up and everyone's so nice and welcoming, and there's a live artist going on and all that. So I forgot.
Me too. I'm all okay, tell me more with my little teacup right here.
I got super into when's the next party I want to go, and each one of them was an adventure, hopping into a van, they get dropped off to go on a trail to end up being an abandoned warehouse party or
jumping from van to van.
Yeah.
That free candy.
Yeah. The music too was a big part of it, and that was pretty much my childhood, I guess. Around that time I wasn't allowed to go into clubs and all that, so I was going to more just more desert parties also. So it was
Do you have a fake ID?
No, I always wanted to get.
Too.
I always
wanted
one. I even looked for people, and it just never happened. But honestly, there was I was going to a bunch of different kinds of events that weren't requiring the ID, so.
Oh, there were the all ages events back then.
Yeah. So, I didn't really feel like I needed it, but it did suck when I wanted to see a DJ and I just couldn't go, and most of my friends, all of my friends are there except for me, and they're just sending me videos.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm damn it, I'm almost there.
So I love that your dad got you into art. I can say the same about my dad too. I have that special connection. He got me into the music. I started DJing when I was 15 because he got me into it, and I love that we connect on that level too because I'm really close to my dad. So is he super supportive of everything you do?
Nowadays he's not around as much. My parents got divorced, so he just ended up, so he ended up just doing his own thing. And my mom, though, she is like,
oh, she's a cumbia here.
She is. I have not seen this side of her before. When I was younger, she was super uptight with me even hanging out with my brother. She didn't want me to get influenced by him at all. She was super against it, and now she's going on more events than I am. Like she's
throwing events too.
She's throwing events, and
party family.
And she'll even. It's funny. She'll even ask me, what events I'm going to, so she can sell her tacos. And then if sometimes I'm not even invited, and she's already invited. She's already in the guest before you. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, how did this happen? Her boyfriend loves to dance too, so
it's beautiful.
It is. It's super cute.
That's so cute.
They met in LA, having in their own cumbia underground scene.
Oh my God, the cumbia underground scene.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Tell me, how was your experience going to all those events when you were young? Like, what was your first event like, or what even got him started and got you started into going to events?
One of the few first events were super adventurous. Hooked me right away. This is what I want to do all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, and one of the events, you'd call a phone line. You'd call a phone line. You'd meet at a parking lot. They'd pick you up in a van and then go to wherever their event was. It was either in a canyon, and then in the canyon there'd be different stages and
canyon rave.
And it was really cool because it made you feel like you're far away, but you're actually not. You're just somewhere in San Diego. And then the other one too, it was my prom night in high school, and I didn't want to go to prom. I wasn't into that kind of stuff. So
you had a prom rave?
I did. It was in the tunnels.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it was on a Halloween too. So when I got there, it was my first time there, and just getting into even that location, you gotta know someone that knows how to get down there. And there was this old lady, and she was all dressed up, and she was cackling in the tunnel. So it's so you could hear, but it was really cool. It was such an experience. It's Halloween, everyone's dressed up, going through these dark tunnels, and I don't know where I'm going, and this old lady's cackling, and you can hear her cackles just echoing, through the tunnels. I'm where the heck am I going? I'm oh, this is so cool. I don't need to go to any of the other stuff. I'm this is
How old are you? Oh, so that was, you're about to graduate high school, so
yeah,
16?
I was probably 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So tell me about when you started getting more into art. When do you start putting your art in the events? When do you start displaying your art?
So after my mom's Mexican restaurant closed, I didn't really know what I should do. I wanted to be a body painter for fashion shows and performers at events. And I was going to move to LA, and I thought about it, and I didn't really like the hustle and bustle of LA and the competition, and I'm just too sensitive for all of that. So I went to Mexico City for a month, and then I went to Playa del Carmen for another month. And when I was over there, I signed up for Conclave, which is it's a troupe, the San Diego troupe, fire performer troupe, and then they try out for Burning Man every year, and that year they told me that I was accepted, so I got super excited, came back and started doing that. And then I also, when I came back from Mexico, I brought jewelry, and I was well, I'm just gonna start face painting or body painting at events too. So I had my face painting and my jewelry set up, and I made a lot of money when I came back, and that made me super happy because I didn't really, I was just kind of winging all of it, and people were super supportive, and that made me really happy.
I want to take a look at some of your pieces, and then you can tell me the story behind every piece.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That is an older one. Yeah. That is actually inspired by my brother.
Oh, beautiful.
That was one that I actually noticed that I could paint and draw, and I just that was like one of my first pieces in high school. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm actually kind of good at this. Like,
oh,
really,
that's beautiful. I can totally see like the essence of Rufio too.
Yeah.
With the mohawk, but it's like the, how do you call that piece?
I forget. Well, it reminded me of his hair, and then afterward I gave it to him, and he was super happy.
That's super cute.
Yeah, so that one's called Yemaya. She's the goddess of the ocean.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was more of a oil experimental piece. And that piece in particular is really close to my heart.
How so?
Because I feel like I see a lot of where my there's a lot of blendings in that painting, and that's like the contrast of the really light and dark is my thing. Yeah.
Why is it your thing?
I don't know. It just comes naturally. You know how every artist has their
thing.
Their style, you know? And every time I like look back to that painting, that one's the one that really showed me that. That's my thing. My style.
Did you get any inspiration from finding your thing? Like, was there something that you looked at before and you wanted to recreate it, or did you just start just...
That one was just
free flow?
Yep.
Wow.
Just free flow.
That's beautiful. I was really into art too growing up, but I've always been better at copying things. Like if I see something and I recreate it, I'm really great at that. But creating something out of my head, like that's like next level.
I honestly do use a lot of references because I'm also not that good at just, it depends on what mood I'm in. Sometimes if I don't really remember how something looks like, or I need inspiration, I'll go and it ends up being your own. Like even if you try to copy something, I feel like it never really is exactly how that artist painted it.
You add your own touch to your personal touch.
Yeah.
That one is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
That one was a really transformational one and also close to my heart. I was going through a lot of transformations in that moment, and at one point I was like really low, and I didn't want to paint anymore, and I didn't want to create anything. I just totally was away from going out and all that stuff. So that one was when I started to come out of my whole like depression mode, and just kept going with it. And
was that recently?
That was like probably like a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, and I subconsciously like painting a butterfly. Butterflies go through, they just kind of like blossom, when they're So I feel like that was like me painting myself.
That was you.
Yeah, and I didn't really notice it until after I painted it.
This one is so amazing.
That one's my favorite.
And it glows in the dark too.
That one's my favorite. Yeah, my friend Pyro, he is still super inspiring when he spins his fire poi, and he always wears like a flower of life jacket or something with it, and he was like, just paint me anything. So a lot of geometric shapes, and at the time I still like purple, so I was in this like purple phase of just painting purple things all the time.
Purple things.
Yeah. So I think it's just gonna fall.
Just do it. Just
oh
go
my
for
gosh,
it.
maybe
just
this
go for
one.
it.
Yeah. Like, don't wiggle it out.
So what is it that draws you to the geometric shapes? I see that common theme.
I used to do henna, And henna is a lot of geometrical. Oh! Yeah, a lot of geometric shapes and symmetry. You got lucky.
I'm like shaking because I had to get my mate, so I'm like,
Oh.
I need some energy after working for like ever, and I'm like, I shouldn't have, because now I'm like, what are your favorite materials to use, like to use when you paint?
I really enjoy body painting, whatever that is. It's like it's not acrylic, but it's like body paint. Yeah, I really enjoy using a body as a canvas, and the paint. Yeah, it makes it so much more interesting. So I like using that a lot, and I've been really into acrylics right now, just because it's just so easy to travel with. And I really enjoy oils though. For my next few projects, I'm gonna go back to it now that I actually have a space that I don't have to move it around or pack up or.
And how is it that you get in the zone? Like, do you maybe have smoke a little something, drink a little something? Like, what gets you in the zone?
So I've noticed that in the mornings, I'll start putting on music, and that really gets me in the zone. Like, if I put on some really good music is usually what gets me in the zone. Even if I'm just out and about and I hear like a track that I really, really like, I'll just get really inspired by that. And so yeah, I'll do that in the mornings, and I'll have some coffee. Oh my gosh, go back. What? How is this still going?
I don't get it. Okay, it's time for the time capsule. We're late.
Oh yeah, that shoot was fun. That was when I first started getting into fire, and I keep forgetting I was a hooper. And when I first started getting into flow arts, hooping introduced me to a whole other scene with flow toys and yeah, just being creative in that route. But yeah, that shoot, I bought that hoop from my friend, and then with that hoop I got into Burning Man to perform.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah,
sick.
and then from there I got my fire fans too, so that's a good memory of that. Rest in peace, that fire hoop, because I had to put it down because it was just so old. It was like 5 years old, and the wicks are just falling apart.
So we got yes.
Yeah.
We gotta do that. This one, you look like you're at the time capsule there.
Yeah, that was at Utopia. I got to perform at that one too.
I've actually never been to Utopia.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like it's regional burn, and you get to camp and all that. There's art installations. So yeah, definitely one.
Do you have some of your art there?
I don't. That's what right now I'm building so that I can travel and take pieces with me. I wanna, with like the whole pandemic, everyone's just been more at home, and so I've been able to catch up on some art pieces. Wow, I don't even know how I'm doing this one.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god.
I don't even know how that
I don't even know how
happened.
this is happening right now. Okay, the next one. And she makes jewelry too. She makes these little like cute crowns with crystals.
Yeah.
You're like an all-around creative.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I make so much stuff. So yeah, the crystal crowns are super fun. I really want to get back into that too. Seeing people like when they buy a crystal crown is like so fulfilling. They just get so excited and feel like their goddess.
Yeah, they should, right?
Yeah, and it makes me feel really happy. Same with like the face painting too. just like a little paint and glitter, and people are like, oh my god. Like,
yeah,
so...
it makes you feel like a magical being.
Yeah, and I love encouraging people and making themselves feel good about themselves.
Yeah, as you should. Everyone, I feel like, especially as a female, you should be able to lift other girls up too.
Yeah, that's what I want to do in the future, is somehow contribute what I'm doing right now and help others feel that they can do just as much.
And how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel...
Yeah, I feel a lot better. Yeah, I was like going through that whole stuff, but that's just how life is. You like break down to rebuild, to break down to rebuild, and the whole process of learning about yourself and transformations. Now I feel more of myself than ever, which is awesome. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's you.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's when I met you, kind of. Or like,
was that at Laura's even?
Yeah. I think that was like when we first became friends.
I remember seeing you for the very first time at the Divinity event where you were go-go dancing.
Oh my gosh, yes! Yes!
That was a while ago.
I remember that too, yeah. I was so nervous for that. That was my first time any sort of go-going. I felt so honored that Sebastian asked me, Luna to dance. I'm like, oh, what? Like, that's cool. Someone appreciates my dancing. Like, yeah. So that's my most recent one that I finished. That was a 5-canvas project. It was like 8 feet. And that was really fun. It just takes it took a lot of research to see.
Is this your first time trying that?
No, it took a lot of experimenting before actually doing that one, because that one's a commissioned piece, so I wanted it to like be perfect. So yeah, it just took a little bit to get to it.
Oh!
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be me.
Still going. Oh, another reveal. Well.
Wait a minute.
Eat me. Oh wait, what? Let's just go for the first one.
Some truth.
Okay. Truth. I don't even remember what truth I have in here. Wow, that was the best spin of my life. Let's see. What's the worst thing you've ever done? The worst thing? I've done a lot of bad things. Okay, me and my friends used to bully this girl in high school. And a lot of people actually, and looking back, I'm like, that was really mean. I can't believe we all did that as a group and like we would initiate it. So, like sometimes when you bully people in high school or middle school, that stays forever. So I hope that we didn't mess her up or them. So yeah, sorry.
Maybe she's watching.
I
And
know,
she's like
she's
feeling
like-
this right now. She's like, okay,
Okay,
you're
so
forgiven.
I am. Thank you. Woo! All right. All right, beautiful humans. We are back, about to wrap up this interview, and we got the last section of the show, which is the human experience. I'm gonna ask you some self-awareness questions, how you see yourself, life, the world, and we're gonna keep the same questions for every month. And the first one is, what is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength would be being there for people. I think I'm a really good listener and encouraging of whatever you want to do.
How do you deal with negativity in your environment?
Negativity in my environment. I usually probably have a little breakdown.
First the breakdown.
Yeah. And then I end up reflecting and just really thinking about the situation and just having probably a moment to myself and just understanding that I'm just in this space and that everything is for a purpose, even if it's negative, it's for something that ends up for a greater purpose later.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you think time heals all wounds?
I think a lot of things heal wounds. Yes, time also to respect, where you're at and all that. I feel like a lot of friends also heal wounds. People I feel like are really encouraging of each other. I know that when I was going through my stuff, honestly, people just really helped me. Even if it's like a few people, just those main people make things so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, main people, if you're watching.
Yeah, you know who you are.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
When was the last time you made a change in your life?
I'm making changes in my life all the time.
Yes.
It's ever going and
never stop growing.
Yeah, and I'm accepting that more now. Before I just wanted things to just stay the way that they are, but that's inevitable and I accept that. Yeah, change is good. It's going to happen anyway.
Yes. I love that. And what life tip would you tell your younger self if you could go back in time?
To be more organized and focused with where I want to go. I wish I'm working for somebody else right now, but I wish that at the time I would be more focused and so I wouldn't have to work for them or anyone besides myself, really. So
that's the goal, to work for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I want to just be an independent artist, and I definitely feel that it's gonna happen. I just like a matter of when. So yeah,
you'll get there.
Yeah.
We're all on this road. The creative road is rough, but as long as you know it in your heart that you're gonna get there, you're gonna be good.
Yeah.
What would you do if fear was not a factor and you could not fail?
Wow, I would quit my job. For sure.
Deuces.
I would quit my job. I would most likely travel a lot more and just have more faith in wherever I go. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm like travel around the world. That's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd want to take my art and just do that when things open up more. Hopefully travel and go to different festivals and all that.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right. So the very last question that we have is the Scarlett letter.
Watch out.
You pick one?
I'll do the middle one.
You can go ahead.
Ooh, put like wax on it?
Yes, girl.
I'm like,
oh,
okay.
Damn.
Cool. What weird food combinations do you really enjoy? What weird food combinations? Is ketchup and eggs weird?
I'm Mexican, so it's not weird.
Okay, so that's the first thing that came to mind, ketchup and eggs.
I was thinking about the same thing.
Oh, yeah! Okay.
Like, it has to be something with ketchup, because Mexicans, we put ketchup on everything.
Yeah. Ketchup and,
and
tapatio.
Eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not very weird for us, but...
Yeah, it's not weird.
For all of you out there, maybe.
Yeah, that's why I was like, is that weird for everyone else? Like, yeah. Just another day in a Mexican life.
They like tahini on everything.
Yeah.
Or like hot sauce. Or ketchup.
Yeah.
Gotta live with it. All right, babe. So before you go, I got a little souvenir for you. And
Cool.
you're gonna pick it right out of the mystery box.
Okay. I'm like excited. Ooh. Ooh. I like it.
Just close your eyes.
Okay. Ooh, I got some candies.
Oh, you got candy.
Yes.
Some warheads. Do you like sour candy?
I do.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing. Like, there's a lot of random things in here. It could be edible, or you can play with it, or you can put it on yourself. So you got the edible today, but not the weed edible, the real one. I mean, it could have been fun to put some
Yeah, you
gummies
might
in here or something.
put
but
some
some
CBD
of the
stuff
treats,
in there.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe the next sponsor could be some CBD gummies. Who knows? All right. Thank you so much for this interview. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, super
I know
fun.
you were like a little nervous, but you have been amazing.
Thank you.
You're glowing, and I'm so glad to have the space for you because
Thank
you
you.
deserve it. You're such a beautiful artist, like inside and out. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate
And
you
we're
too.
gonna be partying at the next event, wherever that is. I'll see you around.
Yeah.
And thank you all that have been watching. Well, this is the second episode of 2021. So we'll see you all next Thursday.